Our headlines for tonight: the Armed Forces of the Philippines denies alleged plan of President Marcos to remove pensions of retired military.
Public Works and Highways Secretary Vince Dizon accepts further budget cut of the DPWH fund for 2026.
More Filipinos want Marcos' administration to focus on lowering food costs and curb corruptions.
Family of Senator Bongo faces plunder and graft cases after former Senator Antonio Trillanes files before the Office of the Ombudsman.
And first female prime minister in Japan has been elected. Good evening, bringing you the latest news for tonight. I am ALVIN.
And I am KRIZZA Lopez. This is Eurotv News Thread. The details on our broadcast. Amid irregularities in the government, even high-ranking retired military expresses their opinion over the matter, prompting alleged destabilization over the armed forces.
But the AFP remains intact, denouncing the alleged fake news. Over those criticisms in the current administration's alleged plan stripping off pensions of retired soldiers. Here's the report.
Armed Forces of the Philippines, or AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Margaret Padilla has denied the fake news circulating regarding President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s alleged plan to strip pensions of the retired military members who have expressed opposition to the current administration. Padilla also called the said information as malicious and baseless because she noted that the president did not say anything that he would strip soldiers who disagree with the administration's views. Padilla further explained that it is not possible to simply remove the pensions and benefits of retired soldiers. The AFP previously said that they are re-examining the military pension system, including the possibility of imposing sanctions on retired soldiers who spread fake information. The said review of the pension system is to ensure fairness, legality, and transparency among the soldiers of the AFP. Padilla further insisted that the AFP respects the right of veteran soldiers to express their opinions, but said they must still consider the so-called red lines under the current law.
Lalo na po ang ating pati na tong ating mga veterano po na magsalita, maglahad po ng kanilang pananaw. Ngunit meron po tayong mga tinatawag na red lines na sumasailalim naman po sa ating batas na nagsasabi na dapat po dumaan ito sa tamang proseso and pag-aaral nga po.
The rumors spark after Padilla confirmed that the AFP is monitoring the social media accounts of retired soldiers who are criticizing the president regarding the irregularities in the Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH. According to Philippine Navy Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad, the AFP is considering filing criminal charges against retired soldiers who are spreading fake news. Although Trinidad did not name the military officers involved, he identified those under their watch holds the rank of Major General. AFP Public Affairs Office Chief Colonel Cerex Trinidad previously denied the alleged destabilization under President Marcos' administration. Meanwhile, the Alyansa ng Bantay sa Kapayapaan at Demokrasya Chairman Emeritus Dr. Jose Antonio Guisha also condemned those spreading fake news. This includes the alleged threats against President's family, which also posing threat to the Philippine democracy. This is ALVIN for Eurotv News.
After discovery of 6,000 DPWH projects marked as red flags sent by Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, Secretary Vince Dizon agreed to a further budget cut for the 2026 fund, stating that lower project costs may minimize the chance of corruption. More from this report. Public Works and Highways Secretary Vince Dizon said he has no objection if the Senate decides to further reduce the DPWH 2026 budget amid finding of questionable projects under the agency. During Monday's Senate budget hearing, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian revealed that the DPWH may face an additional 348 billion pesos budget cut following the discovery of over 6,000 projects worth 271 million pesos, all flagged for various irregularities. According to Gatchalian, several of these projects lacked station numbers, were duplicates, or appeared in multiple phases, repeatedly listed from the 2025 General Appropriations Act to the 2026 National Expenditure Program or NEP.
Kung itatali ho natin lahat, kung susuma ho natin lahat itong red flag 1 to 4, aabot ho yan ng 271 billion pesos. No? So, in other words, to give credit, nalinis na, pero meron pa rin ho natitira na mga red flags.
Secretary Dizon expressed that he will not allow any project to be funded if it does not genuinely benefit the public. Dizon added that he would rather accept a smaller DPWH budget if it guarantees cleaner and more transparent spending of public funds. He also assured that the department will review all the projects flagged with irregularities. For context, the DPWH originally requested 881.31 billion pesos under the 2026 NEP, but the proposed budget was reduced to 625 billion pesos after the removal of locally funded flood control projects linked to alleged anomalies. This is KRIZZA Lopez for Eurotv News.
Survey reveals that majority of Filipinos wants the current administration to focus on lowering the costs of the basic commodities as well as curbing the rampant corruptions over the government agencies. Mia Layagin has more.
Amid the various national concerns and societal issues in the country, most Filipinos want the government to focus on lowering food prices and curbing corruption. Based on the latest Social Weather Station survey, 56% of Filipinos said that they want the Marcos administration to focus on lowering the price of food products, including rice, meat, fish, and vegetables. The largest number came from Mindanao with 61%, followed by Visayas with 59%, 55% from Balanced Luzon, while 44% in National Capital Region. Aside from food prices, 31% of Filipinos want the administration to focus in curbing corruption issues in the government, particularly in the Department of Public Works and Highways. Most were from NCR with 45%, followed by Balanced Luzon with 32%, 31% in Visayas, while 19% in Mindanao. Meanwhile, 7% of Filipinos want the government to provide adequate education, while 3% ask for adequate healthcare facilities in the country. 3% declined to give an opinion. The survey was conducted from September 24 to 30 through face-to-face interviews with 1,500 Filipino adults nationwide. This is Mia Layagin for Eurotv News.
Senator Christopher Bongo faces a graft and plunder case filed at the Office of the Ombudsman by former Senator Antonio Trillanes. The senator said he was been waiting for the allegation linking him to be brought to the proper court. More from this report. Senator Christopher Bongo says he has long been waiting for the corruption allegations against him to be brought before the proper court. This comes after former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV filed plunder and graft charges against Go, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Desiderio Lim Go, and Alfredo Armero Go before the Office of the Ombudsman.
I have been expecting this complaint, and now we are in the proper forum to prove the baselessness of his allegations. I now have the opportunity to answer him point by point before the Ombudsman.
Go stated that he is ready to cooperate and respond to investigation related to the alleged flood control project corruption. The senator likened the situation to a playbook, claiming that there seems to be a scripted scenario being played out. He expressed confidence that the truth will eventually prevail and said he trusts the Ombudsman to conduct a fair and impartial investigation.
Napapansin ko parang naiba na po ang narrative, parang meron ng script, no? na sinusunod o playbook.
Go emphasized that he stands with the Filipino people in ensuring accountability for those who misuse public funds. He also urged the Independent Commission for Infrastructure or ICI and the Office of the Ombudsman to pursue the truth above all else.
Tayong lumihis sa katotohanan.
At around 11 o'clock a.m., Trillanes formally filed a complaint against Go and others at the Ombudsman's office. According to Trillanes' complaint, CLTG Builders and Alfrego Builders, companies allegedly owned by Go's father and brother, secured billions worth of government contracts totaling 6.95 billion pesos. Trillanes added that CLTG Builders also entered a joint venture with St. Gerard Construction owned by the Diskaya family, which has also been linked to public works irregularities. Under the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, relatives of public officials up to the 4th degree of consanguinity are prohibited from obtaining government contracts. This is KRIZZA Lopez for Eurotv News.
Cavite 4th District Representative Kiko Barsaga has opposed Senator Riza Hontiveros' possible appointment as Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chair, calling her the insertion queen and urging that she should be investigated instead over alleged 3 billion pesos budget insertion, claims that Hontiveros has already denied. More from Mia Layagin's report.
Insertion queen. This is how Cavite 4th District Representative Kiko Barsaga described Senator Riza Hontiveros amid Senate Blue Ribbon Committee chairmanship talks.
To recall, following Senator Ping Lacson's resignation, Hontiveros was among the senators being considered to get the post, along with Joseph Victor Ejercito, Rafi Tulfo, Francis Kiko Pangilinan, and Pia Cayetano. Barsaga argued that instead of being appointed as the new chairperson, Hontiveros should be investigated by the committee instead over alleged corruption. Barsaga cited reports about alleged 3 billion pesos insertions and amendments made by Hontiveros under the 2025 General Appropriations Act, from which 750 million pesos are allegedly under flood control projects. These claims were already denied by Hontiveros, supporting her stand over the matter as one of those who did not sign the 2025 GAAS approval. Barsaga said that while he does not dismerit Hontiveros' record as a legislator, he noted that these allegations are enough to cross out the senator from the chairmanship options.
Pro-Soji. And while I am not criticizing her for her experience as a legislator, she has a more pressing and potentially damaging issue at hand. She has been named by multiple sources to be responsible for multiple BICAM insertions and flood control budget insertions amounting to billions of pesos. As she herself must be investigated by the Blue Ribbon for possible corruption, she must not be given chairmanship, as that will allow her to escape justice if guilty.
The lawmaker in various Facebook posts have repeatedly criticized the consideration of Hontiveros for the chairmanship position. Barsaga did not miss the chance to criticize Hontiveros' wealth following release of a copy of her statements of assets, liabilities, and net worths or SALN. Hontiveros has 18.99 million pesos declared net worth, 19.88 million pesos in assets, while 897,840 pesos in liabilities. In a Facebook post, Barsaga called Hontiveros wealthy, criticizing the need to commit alleged budget insertions.
This is Mia Layagin for Eurotv News.
Amid the corruption issue in the country, the Office of the Ombudsman made a move to ensure transparency among officials through removal of public access restrictions on government officials' statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth. While there is no formal resolution yet, some lawmakers have voluntarily disclosed copies of their SALN for public access. Among those who revealed their SALNs is the controversial lawmaker Cavite 4th District Representative Kiko Barsaga, who is known online as Congress Meow. Gen Z at the age of 27, Barsaga commonly uses the online platform to voice out criticisms against various societal issues or against government officials. He is among one of the personalities who joins call against corruption in the government, while a Nepo baby himself, as he admitted. Barsaga SALN declared a net worth of 5.735 million pesos, including a cash donations and cash from monthly incomes. His personal assets also include 2 vehicles, but was listed without amount as it was declared as donations in 2019. He has no declared liabilities and real properties. In his post, Barsaga clarified that his SALN does not include untransferred and inherited assets from late father Congressman Elpidio P.D. Barsaga, which includes vehicles, Dasmariñas property, and cash estimated at 35 million pesos.
The Metro Manila Council has clarified that it is not yet discussing a region-wide mandatory face mask policy, despite some LGUs reinstating mask rules amid rising flu cases. Vanessa Cleophas has more.
The Metro Manila Council or MMC is currently not discussing the implementation of mandatory face mask wearing across the Metro Manila. This follows several local government units declaring mandatory face mask in indoor setting, outdoor areas, and even schools within their jurisdictions. According to MMC President and San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora, they are aware of cases of influenza-like illness or ILI, which some are concerned about. However, all Metro Manila mayors are not yet considering to impose a similar mandate throughout the entire National Capital Region or NCR, and wearing of face mask remains optional for now.
Ngayon, base po sa datos na hawak natin, wala pa naman hong dahilan na magpatupad ng ganong klaseng pagsusuot nga po ng face mask. But again, I would like to clarify, if the national government will mandate LGUs to enforce such wearing of masks, then we will of course do that. Pero sa ngayon, wala pa naman po.
Zamora says that if they receive directives from the national government and the Department of Health or DOH regarding this, they will immediately issue orders to LGUs in Metro Manila.
Pero optional naman yon. Again, dapat mapakaramdaman natin ang ating sarili, ating mga katawan. Kung sa tingin natin ay dapat tayo magsuot ng face mask, yun naman po ay karapatan ng ating mga mamamayan. Pero no mandatory wearing of face masks for now, since wala naman hong directive yet from the Department of Health.
Meanwhile, due to the confusion caused among the public by the alleged rise in ILI cases and the declaration of mandatory face mask wearing by some LGUs, amid repeated reminders from the DOH that the country is still in flu season, the DOH has launched the anti-flu campaign called Trangkaso Bye-Bye, aiming to remind the public of the proper and simple ways to avoid illness, such as frequent hand washing. Health Department also strongly reminds that ILI is a severe respiratory infection caused by viruses like influenza A and B, respiratory syncytial virus or RSV, and rhinovirus. This is Vanessa Cleophas for Eurotv News.
The Philippine Coast Guard has broken ground for its first ever general hospital in Taguig City, a 749 million peso project aimed at strengthening medical support for Coast Guard personnel, their families, and civilians during emergencies. Henry Nicolas with a report.
The Philippine Coast Guard marked a historic milestone with a successful groundbreaking ceremony for the PCG General Hospital at New Lower Bicutan, Taguig City on Tuesday. This initiative is part of the President's directive for the PCG to establish its own general hospital to ensure the welfare, readiness, and overall well-being of its uniformed personnel. PCG Commandant Admiral Ronnie Hilgavan led the groundbreaking ceremony. Aside from the PCG General Hospital, the PCG also conducted a groundbreaking ceremony for the Coast Guard First Responder and Nursing Service Facility. According to Gavan, the PCG is part of the disaster response nationwide, which makes it essential to ensure that their medical team, nurses, and health professionals are adequately trained to perform the duties well. The construction of the hospital is expected to be completed within 3 years. It will be utilized by Coast Guard personnel, retired Coast Guardians, their families, and civilians, especially during emergencies and disasters. The PCG reported that the budget for design and construction of the building funded by approximately 749 million pesos. It also aims to provide quality medical services through modern facilities. Despite the current issues involving contractors linked to the anomalies in flood control project, the commandant assured that the hospital will be built efficiently and the contract was awarded to JZ Incorporated. This is Henry Nicolas for Eurotv News.
Meanwhile, the Department of Transportation has revoked Ilaville Bus Company's franchise after it was caught operating from an illegal terminal in Pasay City despite prior government warnings. Catherine Landicho returns for the details.
Acting Transportation Secretary Giovanni Lopez has ordered the cancellations of the LOPEZ bus company's franchise after it was caught operating from an illegal terminal in Pasay City despite a previous cease and desist order issued by former DOTR Secretary Vince Dizon. During a surprise inspection early Tuesday morning, Secretary Lopez personally discovered LOPEZ buses operating from a vacant lot that lacked permits and proper passenger facilities. He immediately ordered the revocations of the company's franchise. In addition, Lopez ordered the impoundment of 3 LOPEZ buses at the illegal sites and directed the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board or LTFRB to issue a show cause order against the operator of the bus company. The secretary also encountered several passengers that already aboard the buses. He instructed LOPEZ personnel to refund their fares and assist them in transferring to authorized terminal to ensure their safe travel to their respective provinces. LOPEZ was not only the company inspected during the surprise visit. Secretary Lopez also visited the terminals of JBH Transport and JRB Palmer Line Incorporations where he noted the absence of all gender restrooms. At Baclaran Metrolink Bus Corporations, he plugged poor ventilation that lack of resting areas for drivers and the absence of the posted fare matrices. He also ordered improvements to the terminal's lactation room, emphasizing the importance of ensuring privacy for nursing mothers. Later in the day, Lopez conducted an inspection at the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange or PITX, where he received complaints about inadequate air conditioning. The PITX management has committed to addressing the issue promptly. This is Catherine Landicho for Eurotv News.
The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority has enforced a no day off, no absent policy for all its personnel as part of intensified preparations for the UNDAS 2025 to ensure smooth traffic and public safety. Details on Vanessa Cleophas' report.
The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority or MMDA will strictly implement a no day off, no absent policy among its personnel in preparation for the upcoming observance of All Souls Day and All Saints Day. This was announced by MMDA Chairman Attorney Don Artes following a meeting with the agency's traffic heads for the upcoming Oplan Undas 2025, which will start on October 25 and run until November 3. Artes said that this measure is to ensure that the public will receive a peaceful commemoration of All Souls Day through the support of MMDA personnel assisting in all preparations. The MMDA will prioritize deploying 2,403 personnel to strengthen the agency's operation. They will also conduct inspections at the bus terminal, ports, and airports where travelers are expected to arrive and depart as they return to their provinces. The MMDA will focus on 5 major cemeteries in Metro Manila, which are usually visited by thousands or even millions of people every year. This include Manila North Cemetery, Manila South Cemetery, Bagbag Public Cemetery, Loyola Memorial Park in Marikina City, and San Juan Public Cemetery. The public also advised to a more frequent clearing operations by MMDA personnel around these cemeteries. Meanwhile, the agency is coordinating with the North Luzon Expressway or NLEX and South Luzon Expressway or SLEX to ensure smooth traffic flow going in and out of Metro Manila to avoid heavy congestions. This is Vanessa Cleophas for Eurotv News.
Motorists can now use a single RFID sticker across all Luzon expressways as President Marcos launches the One RFID All Tollways initiative to simplify travel and reduce congestion. Catherine Landicho reports.
Single RFID sticker is now usable for all Luzon expressway.
President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. led the launch of the One RFID Tollways initiative on Tuesday, a major step toward easing trouble and reducing congestions on Luzon Tolls Expressway. Under the new system, motorists will only need one RFID sticker to access all major toll roads across the region. In his speech, President Marcos emphasized that the importance of listening to public concerns and taking action to address them. He added that this reform is part of the government's broader effort to modernize and improve infrastructure to better serve the needs of the public. Under the new policy, motorists can choose between AutoSweep or EasyTrip RFID systems and use their prepared accounts across 3 expressways. Acting Transportation Secretary Jobari Lopez explained that the system had already undergone a stress test and was fully operational. Motorists currently using both RFID system can register online to consolidate their accounts into just one. They may also optional to remove the unused sticker. Registration is free and walk-ins are accepted. However, Lopez clarified that switching to a single RFID is optional.
This is Catalina Mitchell for Eurotvphilippines News.
2 suspects were arrested by CIDG Tarlac in an entrapment operation for allegedly defrauding investors of over 93 million pesos through a bogus investment scheme. Shai Morales has more.
2 suspects identified as alias Joyce and alias Maurice were arrested in an entrapment operation conducted by CIDG Tarlac last Friday on October 17. The entrapment operation rooted from the complaints submitted by the victims who were allegedly defrauded of over 93 million pesos by the suspects through a fraudulent investment scheme. Following this, the suspects were caught in action receiving marked money from the victims in an entrapment operation. Confiscated from the scene were checks amounting to 18 million pesos, Budo money, marked bills, and mobile phones used for fraudulent transaction. The suspects are now under police custody and set to be charged for violating Article 315 of Revised Penal Code or swindling or estafa. This is Shai Morales reporting for Eurotv News.
Japan makes history as Sanai Takaichi makes the country's first ever female prime minister, signaling a major political shift in Tokyo. Son Santiago has more.
Japan has elected its first ever female prime minister, marking a historic milestone for the country's male-dominated politics. Major conservative Sanai Takaichi won the parliamentary, securing 237 votes in the lower house, enough to clinch victory in the 465-seat chamber. Takaichi, a member of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party, sealed her win after a coalition deal with the right-wing Japan Innovation Party. According to reports, her election signals a possible shift to the right on issues like immigration and social policies. Meanwhile, international analysts say Takaichi's government is also expected to focus on reviving Japan's slowing economy. She will officially take office Tuesday evening, succeeding Shigeru Ishiba, who resigned last month following election losses. She is Japan's 104th Prime Minister. This is Son Santiago for Eurotv News.
More stories around the globe. The United States and Australia have sealed an $8.5 billion critical minerals deal aimed at reducing global dependence on China's rare earth supply. Son Santiago returns.
U.S. President Donald Trump and Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese have signed a major critical minerals agreement worth a total of up to $8.5 billion at the White House on Monday. Both countries will invest more than $3 billion over the next 6 months to develop mining and processing projects for critical minerals, including rare earth materials. This said material is essential for making electric vehicles, aircraft engines, and military equipment. The framework also included the U.S. Export-Import Bank issuing over $2.2 billion in financing for several mineral projects in Australia to boost production for the defense and high-tech industries, among others, unlocking up to $5 billion in total investment. The investments could tap into mineral deposits worth up to $53 billion. This agreement comes as China, which holds the world's largest reserves of rare earth minerals, tightened its export rules over the resources. Under Beijing's new policy, exporting rare earths will now be required to apply for strict licenses. This move angered Washington, accusing Beijing of holding the world hostage by limiting global access to these resources. Australia, however, is positioning itself as a key alternative supplier of these materials, according to Reuters. Both nations also pledged to strengthen defense and technology cooperation and promote economic growth. This is Son Santiago for Eurotv News.
The first ever Philippines Open Pool Championship featuring legendary Filipino players begins today, October 21st. Legendary Filipino pool player Efren Bata Reyes will grace in the event. Kyle Basa has more.
The first ever Philippines Open Pool Championship is now ongoing, wherein we will witness pool players from different countries represent their talents and skill. This will be exciting, as the World 9-Ball Tour consider this a thrilling and a new chapter for them. It will be held at Gateway Mall in Quezon City. Filipino legends on the sport, including Efren Bata Reyes and Django Bustamante, will also play in the competition. The competition will only have a single elimination format. With that, in order for you to advance, you have to earn and win every single game. The cash prize of the winner will be $125,000. Team USA, UK, Germany, Spain will be the powerhouse countries that serve as a threat in the country for the cup. This October 21 is the first day of the competition, and it will end on this Saturday, October 25. This is Kyle Basa reporting for Eurotv News.
K-pop sensation ENHYPEN is set to bring their first ever virtual reality concert Immersion to Manila this November, offering fans an immersive experience at Gateway Cineplex. More entertainment news from Sam Martos.
Let's step into the world of entertainment for our showbiz news. Engine secured your tickets because virtual reality concert of South Korean boy band ENHYPEN is happening this coming November, titled Immersion. One of the most anticipated virtual reality concert of the South Korean boy band ENHYPEN is coming to Manila, titled Immersion. In a social media post by Wilbur's Live, they shared the poster of the upcoming virtual concert featuring ENHYPEN members Jisoo, Jae, Jake, Sunghoon, Suno, Jungwon, and Nikki. The group rose to fame in 2020 when they released their debut extended play titled Border. Meanwhile, that virtual reality concert tickets can be purchased starting November 8 at exactly 12 noon. The VR concert will be shown exclusively at Gateway Cineplex from November 20 to December 6, 2025.
And that's the latest news for tonight. You may visit eurotvph.com for more news and information. Once again, I am KRIZZA Lopez.
You can also catch our live broadcast through our social media accounts and via an Extreme channel. I'm ALVIN PELOBELLO. Thanks for joining us. This is Eurotv News Thread. Stay safe. Have a good night, everyone. Please have